Okay, guys, I have Christina and Lacie with me today, and we are going to do a girl chat.
Hey, debrief moment.
Every day.
Literally.
Literally.
Okay, so Sam from our team is going to ask us a couple questions. Sam, take it away.
What's the number one mistake guys make on the first date that'll immediately deter a girl away from him?
Oh my gosh.
Such a
okay.
list.
So
Go
let me
ahead.
just repeat the question.
Okay.
Sam said, what is the number one mistake that guys make on the first date that'll push us away?
Love bombing.
Love bombing?
Love bombing because not only do you not know this person quite yet and you're picking up the speed, then you're complimenting them this. Then they start saying, oh, I could see you as your wife. I could see you
Oh
as
my
the
gosh,
mother
yes,
of my
such a
children.
turn off.
It is too quick, too fast.
yeah.
It takes about a year plus some even to learn about who
Yeah,
they are
yeah.
before you get to say those things.
Big turn off. Love
That's-
bombing is a turn off.
Yeah.
Red flag for
I
sure.
think it's actually also funny because love bombing is one of the things that people use when they feel like they want to just get you so fast,
Yeah,
right?
quick.
So like quick. But things that are good take time.
Absolutely.
Time.
True. I agree. I think for like on the most surface level of things, forgetting your wallet. Like that is a big turn off.
I had a guy
Fun.
forget
Yeah.
their wallet. I had to pay.
Huh?
Yeah, I've had it
Okay.
happen too.
Yeah.
Venmo?
Yeah.
Venmo?
No, because I'm still a bad bitch that can take care of myself. But still, I literally was just like,
Okay.
yeah.
someone forgot their wallet.
I took care of it, and I was like, I'm just never gonna see you again. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah. I think for me, it's the not planning a date. Like not being like, oh, where do you want to go? Like, we'll do whatever. It's so chill.
Yeah, we'll do what you want to do.
Dude, no, invitation
I'm like,
is so key.
Bro, I can
Yes.
plan a date. I can execute a date. I can book a trip. I don't want. I want
alpha.
someone to do it for me.
alpha?
Yes, I
Yes.
literally plan the best
Yeah.
dates. I'm literally
Yeah.
a man, but I want to not be a man. I want
You
to
want to be
have.
feminine.
Yeah, I want
Yes.
someone to be like, I got this. I booked the date. I made the reservation. I called. Come, show up, wear this, and I'll come get you.
I love
Literally,
that. We
yeah.
love that. Oh, we love a man who
Princess
can take
treatment.
control.
Yes.
Just a smidge.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, kind of flipping the script now.
Yeah.
What's the number one green flag that guys have on the first date that'll immediately kind of attract your attention?
Okay, so flipping
green,
the script.
green
flag.
flag. What are
is
those?
green
What are
flag?
green flags?
I know.
I don't know.
Okay, so I'll take this one. I love when a guy has manners. Like
Yes.
is super polite,
Yes.
comes to pick me up at my door,
Yes.
rings the fucking
Surely
doorbell.
is not dead.
Yes, opens every door for
Yes.
me, doesn't let me
I like
touch
that.
the door.
That's
You
a
know,
rare thing, though.
no, I
I haven't
know.
seen that in a long time.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
I know.
That's
My brother literally opened the
plus
door for
plus.
me, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And then he was like, "Your ex should have been doing this already." And my
Sad.
little brother, being the youngest
Oh,
one,
the baby.
he knows.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, that broke me a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's big.
I'll open your door.
I'll open
yeah.
your door.
Thank you.
Always.
What about you?
I honestly, give me a moment. I haven't seen many. Go to Christina.
Not many green flags.
I'll be honest.
She's like, I don't see any green flags.
Like, acts of service don't stick out to you? Like,
Okay,
your
green
chair,
flags. Let's see. When they can actually listen and not be so defensive. Sit down, listen your point of view, and then take it in, and then yes, share your point of view. That's a green flag.
Like first date.
Oh, first date?
Yeah, first date.
Sorry, that was like depth.
She always goes deep. She's like, I'm
do.
gonna go right there.
Let's see. When they're not allowed, like they're not afraid to laugh at themselves, and they're
Yeah.
okay with dancing, being free, being truly who they are.
Humorous and like
Humorous.
silly.
they're not
Yeah.
too cool.
Yeah.
too cool.
We don't like
Don't
it
be too
too cool.
cool. Yeah,
And
I'm
not
not
too
too
cool.
cool.
Not too nonchalant either. I mean,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
just don't be nonchalant.
Right.
People want passion at
Yeah.
the end of the day. Nonchalant is so boring.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think for me, I know it sounds so basic, but like just getting the bill.
Yeah, pick up the
Just
tab.
pick up the tab. Like,
know.
trust me when I say I can pick up the tab. Like, I will take care of you.
Right.
Mommy takes care. Okay. But like, pick up the tab the first time. So like, I know that your mindset is that you also want to take care of me.
Right, you're a
Provider.
provider.
You know, like you're a provider. I know, like we can provide, you know, that is not the problem. That's not the issue.
Totally.
But it's like, show me that you are looking ahead and that you want to take care of me.
Totally.
And then trust me, I'll pay it back.
Of course.
Always.
Always.
All right, next one. In established relationships, what's the best way to manage quality time with and away from each other?
Ooh, how to manage quality time with and away from each other. That's a really good question. In established relationships?
Or new?
Because I think that's where most people struggle. Because in the first like few months, or even the year,
It's always honeymoon.
I will
Yeah.
be with you 24/7.
All the time.
Yeah.
365, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
once you kind of get over that, like, no one really talks about, like, how do I, like, take care of myself on my own without them?
Okay, this
I like
is
that.
really good.
Quality time with their partner or by themselves, you mean?
It's both. Yeah.
Like,
Honestly,
away with other people and by yourself, but
I think I do a pretty good job because most of my family and friends are back in the East Coast.
Yeah.
And I barely have time to hang out with people, so phone calls and FaceTime is always been my thing.
That's true. You're a big caller.
I am, and it's old school.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, "Can you just be normal in text?" No, not really, because text, it could be
It's like email these days.
misconception.
Yeah.
I want to hear your voice. I want to see your face, facial expressions,
Feeling
etc.
emotion. So
Yeah.
much gets misconstrued via text.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. For me, okay, it's a challenge for Alan and I because we share so many of the same hobbies, right? So like we go out and like we have 5 hours on the weekends, we spend it golfing. But the way that we balance it is there are certain times where I'm like, hey, Alan, you're gonna go play with your friends, right? You're gonna
Oh,
get out
you
there
like have
with
to
your
break
friends.
up like breakout groups.
Breakout groups, yeah. Like you go play on Tuesdays and Thursdays with your buddies, and then on Sundays and X day, I'm playing with my girls or my homies. And he's allowed to have guys trips, like boys trips.
Yeah.
Like he just
That's awesome.
recently went to Washington to go play in a scramble, right?
Not all girls are down with that though.
It's true.
So
It's
not
true.
not all girls.
That's like a whole separate conversation.
Yeah, not all girls are like,
Trust.
that's
Yeah,
trust, right?
it's a
But then
trust.
not all girls are
Security.
like go on a boys golf trip, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
feel
like
secure and safe. And
yeah.
to be, like,
That means
that's
you
the
trust
whole
Alan, which is
difference.
great.
Sure,
1000%.
for sure. But
Yeah.
I told him early on, if you ever fuck up, that's on you.
Yeah,
Your
yeah,
loss,
yeah.
homie.
Yes,
that's a
so
good-
she
I mean,
knows her
yeah.
self-worth.
That's true. That's true.
Yep.
I think for me, it's a little different because I'm a clingy girl.
Yeah, you
I
are.
I love physical touch. I love my mans. I like to be around them and on them all the time.
Right.
But I will say, I think for us, like if I were to date and really be like, okay, like we need quality time. We do quality time together and apart. So like for me, I have to be really intentional about like, hey, I'm gonna, carve out 3-4 hours so I can do my workout, my self-care, my grocery shopping, my like facials, my massage, whatever it is that I need to do. And then we can come back and regroup. And then
like
for
that.
for them too, it's like, I'll be like, you go golf in the morning or you go do whatever you need to do, have your guy time, then we'll regroup at night.
Yeah.
And so it gives us time where we have our own space, it's scheduled, but then it's like, we come back together.
Yeah.
And it's
Literally,
snuggle.
it's about not losing
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Truly.
And it's like you have to have your own community and your own things that you enjoy, right? So it's like I always like to date people that have their own things that they enjoy.
Right. Their own identity outside of the
Absolutely.
relationship.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's key.
Yeah, it can't just be me all the time.
No.
And
Right.
you. I mean, I'd like
Exactly.
that, but it's not healthy.
All right, and then one last one, kind of more for the people that have been away from the dating game. What's like the number one thing you have to say to them to like put themselves out there, or maybe not put themselves out there? Maybe you believe in like grow your own garden and let the butterflies come to you. But I mean, what's your number one tip for like getting back into the game?
We are both fresh.
Right. Number one tip for
struggling.
getting back in the game, ladies. What is
I
it?
mean, it's so hard because I've received so many different opinions and advice.
But like,
over
what's your
this.
like gut telling
My gut
you?
is telling me, do your thing. Don't take so much time on finding. Yes, go out there. Go at a concert. Go do an activity. Whoever is attracted to you will approach you because they want to, and then you'll go from there. That's
Yeah.
it. Just do your
Yeah.
thing. Focus on you. Your light will attract another light.
I like that. That's a really good way of saying like water your own garden too, right?
Yeah.
I think mine would be probably doing the passions and things that you enjoy, and you find people that are in alignment with that. Like if you
Literally.
like to work out, you're probably going to meet someone that also likes to work out. The reality is I'm not going to date someone who is just a bum and
Right.
likes to do nothing all day. I'd probably be like, that's not going to vibe. But I think it's all about finding that passion fruit,
Yes.
right? And then
Yeah.
finding people that like bear fruit with you and like will create that with you. And if that's a friend that becomes something more, or like someone that you meet off the bat that's just like electric, then that's kind of, that just is, it comes to the territory of being involved in your passion already.
Absolutely.
I agree. And I think the one thing that led me to Alan was that I chased my passion, I was watering my grass, and I was making sure that I was taking care of myself, and then automatically it attracted the right people. But you also have to be really open to it.
Yes.
Like you have to be open to it, but you can't be thirsty for it.
No.
Yes, there's a difference.
There's a
There's a
difference.
difference.
Medium.
Big difference
I feel
between
like you know when you're thirsty because you
Yes.
you care like if they're like responding real quick.
Right.
You like are
Yes.
all about their
Yes.
Instagram. Don't like we all stalk. Let's be honest. You know.
right.
But it's like when it's so much like that. That's how you know it's not about you anymore. It's about them.
Yeah.
it's about them. It's about wanting the idea of a relationship,
Absolutely.
whether rather than like really taking care of yourself and having the right person kind of find you.
And then you also kind of like mold and bend and like do whatever they want.
Right. To
them.
Which we've all done. You know,
Yes.
like we were young once too,
Yes.
like in that realm. And so now it's like, what do I like? What are my standards? And don't settle. Like if they're not meeting you there, then you
That's
gotta
okay.
and you have to be like, all right, like I love you, I have respect for you, but I also have to respect myself too.
I know that men definitely love when women have their own thing, their
Yeah.
own hobbies, their own jobs, and don't rely too much on needing a response so quickly or needing to have a check-in every other hour.
Totally.
They have this
Totally.
like
the
understanding.
right men have that
Yeah.
mindset.
They have this mutual understanding.
The men that we want. So
Correct.
you're asking also a very curated group of females.
Yeah.
Right. We're not like we
Correct.
want to stay at home and cook your dinner for you, which we
Right.
will do, but also like, you
course.
know, but
also
that's
other
not all we're
things.
doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How do you address unrealistic familial expectations with like your partner?
Unrealistic familial expectations.
Can be like your mom or dad, or it can be like a distant relative that they still hold close to them, like their brother or sister.
Okay.
And like they expect you to
Yeah,
be
They think they want you to go 100 miles an hour, but you're at like 40 miles an hour.
like other people's standards then. Just how do you
Yeah.
deal with other people's standards in a relationship?
Like, where do you draw the line between what you want and making what other people happy?
That's so Asian
Gosh,
too.
it is such
It's so very it's very Asian.
I feel like at the end of the day, do you truly care that much about pleasing others? Do you care that much about letting someone else control your life?
Not anymore.
When it is
I
your life.
used to be a people pleaser.
Yeah,
I'm a
same.
struggling coping
Same,
Yes.
same.
like
I'm a recovering
people pleaser.
Same. Me
At
too.
the end of the day, though,
Yeah.
it's your life. Are they
Yeah.
gonna be there for when you win and et cetera, et cetera? Are they with you during the journey? Some aren't and some are, but it's you. You're experiencing that life.
Right. And of course you want to be liked by the people that
course.
Of course, who doesn't want to be liked?
course.
Yes.
that raised
yes.
your partner, of course. Like
Yes.
those are the people that are closest to you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like they're not gonna be living with you and having kids with you, right? It's almost
No.
like a second degree of influence.
Yeah.
And yes, you have to be polite. You have to honor their
Absolutely.
expectations and be like, okay,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
Have boundaries.
have
Yes,
boundaries.
boundaries.
Hold yourself to your own expectations.
You are
Yeah.
your own supporter,
Exactly.
cheerleader, et cetera, et cetera.
And then if your
Yeah.
partner loves you and truly cares about you, that's just noise.
yes,
Right? Like,
yes.
I think
he
it's
won't.
also like, but it's also about like looking at their list that they want for you, right? And being like, what aligns and what doesn't.
True.
Right? And being like, okay, like if this expectation that you've set on me, do I align with that? Yes, maybe it'll take me time to get there,
Yeah.
but I do align with it. So like honoring that as well and being like, it's not that I don't disrespect you and that I don't want that. It's that I actually am in alignment. It's just I'm just at this age and this phase of my life.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't align,
Valid.
then just being like, sorry, like that doesn't align with my moral compass and who I am as a person. If that's going to be a problem for you, we're going to have that discussion, right? Like this is who I am fundamentally. And if you are trying to push me to be someone I'm not
else.
in a relationship,
Yeah.
then that absolutely changes everything.
Totally.
So yeah.
Have you ever gone through it before?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, eventually you find acceptance, and you're
Yeah.
like, people are the way they are, and you cannot force them to do that. It took me a long time. Because I'm like, why don't you want more for yourself? Why don't you want to keep going? But
You
at
can
the end
never
of the day,
change
no.
people. They
You
change
just-
for themselves.
yes,
Totally.
they
It
have
has
to
to be
want it.
intrinsic.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
find peace, and there's some people just accept people for who they are, and you just have to be happy with it.
We're also the type that we are really high achieving, ambitious, strong, kind of intense, like, you know.
Intense
but-
or passion.
Yeah, but also
Knit.
the problem is that
Correct.
people can use this as extrinsic batteries, right? Like
Yeah.
I learned this so much in therapy that people will like plug into us and being like, oh, she's doing this, so I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah.
Correct.
But in reality, it's like if you took me away, we took you away, we took Lacie away. Like who's
Who's powering you?
powering you? Is
Right.
it you?
Right.
You know, and that's what
somebody
is
else.
the
Yep.
biggest thing. Like I don't want to be someone's battery. Like I want them to be their own, and then
Yeah.
we're like supercharged together.
Yeah.
Vampire.
Yeah.
Vampire.
Yeah, they call it like energy suckers.
Energy
Yeah.
suckers.
Yeah. Exactly.
It happens in dating too, and in
It
friendships.
does.
Yes.
It totally does.
Does.
Be aware.
I'm so glad we're not like that with each other.
I know.
Folks,
We just
we
empower each other.
understand. We're
Yes.
business girlies.
I
We're
know,
hardworking
I
girlies.
know, I know.
Yes.
We work too hard, but it's good.
All right, what do we think?
Really?
Really? Okay, one more.
One more. This is actually
more,
really
one more.
fun.
Yeah,
I
this
know.
is
So I don't
fun.
mind.
Boyfriend? One
Yeah.
more I have is so you can have everything going right in your relationship, but let's say for whatever reason, whether it's school or a job opportunity, you have to spend a couple years or two long distance. How do you know, like, if you'll be all right in that long distance? Because I feel like with some people, it's automatic, and it is automatic. Some people it's automatic and it's not, and some people there's kind of like a, all right, what do we want?
Yeah. There's usually, okay, so two things, right?
Yeah.
I think you have to know whether or not that's something you want to endure with that person. Because
Absolutely.
long distance is really hard.
Difficult.
I can't do it. I'm gonna just
Yeah.
I'm gonna just
Right.
throw in
If
the
you-
towel
if
right
you
now. I
know-
can't.
If you know your love language
Yeah.
is
Physical touch.
physical
Quality
touch,
Quality time.
Like,
Not
you're not
gonna
gonna have that, right? You're not gonna have that
I
in a
would
long
be
distance relationship.
Unwell.
Right, exactly.
If I couldn't
you wouldn't be whole.
snuggle and like
Exactly.
talk to them face to face and do all that stuff. But
Your
it's not
needs-
because you don't love them.
Right.
No.
I just personally couldn't do it. So I have to hand that to you guys on if you guys
Honestly,
could be able to.
like, I feel like I could do it.
I feel like she
I don't
could.
know why.
I feel like she
Why?
could. No,
Wait,
because
why?
because you're a strong communicator as far as like
Oh, yes,
you can
communication
connect even
skills.
through like
digital.
digital,
Yeah.
right? Like you that would be enough. That could
That
fill a void
satiates
for
you.
you.
Yeah.
Yes. That would not be enough for me.
Yeah,
At all.
I feel like it's like almost a sense of, okay, obviously quality time, like we just talked about, it can be adaptable. It doesn't need to be in person. It could be phone call and
Oh my gosh.
FaceTime. It's adaptable. Not so much physical touch,
Yeah.
but acts of service. You can literally go out of your way to send them flowers or vice versa.
Which is your love language.
What
too.
else is
Yeah.
another one? Gift giving, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, drop shipping is a real thing now.
No, it is. And then like
That's true.
people do go out of their way like
Yeah.
to go see their partner.
And they
fly
spend like they
out.
can spend like weeks at a time. So it is
Yeah.
possible depending. I think it depends on your love language.
It is.
True.
And you have to like really sit and evaluate at the end of the day and be like, these are my love languages, these are
Yes.
yours. Do we love each other enough that we can kind of bridge the differences between those love languages?
Totally.
I would be like, no. Lacie could be yes, and that she'd be the one you want a long distance with, not me.
Right.
I like to try, and if
Yeah.
it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Alan and I did long distance
Ooh.
for a year before he
Oh.
moved down.
Wow.
Yeah,
What was
it
the
was-
distance from?
The Bay Area
Okay,
to
okay,
here.
okay.
As a matter of fact, we started dating when I lived in New York.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was really hard for me because similar to you, Christina, I am big on quality time, physical touch, and acts of service. Like, I need a man that can put me down at the end of the day and be like, baby, it's time to chill. Let's have dinner. Like, let's chill. Because that's what I need, or else I'm fucking high strung all the time, right? So for
Preaching
me,
to the choir.
yeah. So like for me, I told him off the
Yeah.
rip, month 2, I said, Alan, we need to have this conversation now because there needs to be light.
Like
at
an
the
end, like
There
an
needs-
end.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And I am not moving back to the Bay Area. My whole life is in Southern California. I already took a break and a hiatus in New York. I'm not going up there. So we need to make a decision and we need to make it fast or else I'm not going to invest any more time in you. And
That must have been such a hard question, or like even conversation to have.
oh my gosh, it
Yeah.
was, like I literally told him while we were walking in the middle of Manhattan, like, yeah, just on our way to Equinox, I was like, Alan, when are you moving? I was like,
Wow.
what are we
in my
doing?
head, I was
love
picturing like
that.
a sit-down conversation,
No.
intense, like PowerPoint.
No, and then
Pros and cons.
And then
Yeah.
he was like, he literally on that day, he was like, it would be me. Yeah, I would
Oh,
relocate.
okay, so like literally, like,
Oh, we love
if
him.
he could, he would. If he wanted to, he would.
Yeah, he was like, let's plan for January because he had like a bunch of clients that he needed to service and make sure that those packages were done. And then it ended up happening in October. So
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love that
Wow.
for you.
Yeah.
So much. So happy for you.
but I
We
had to
got it, we
really
got it,
set that
man.
boundary.
But you also
Absolutely.
had to speak your truth and you have
Yeah.
to be honest, right? I think that's the
and it
hardest
was
part
good. 2 months in.
about like not, sometimes people don't bring up what they actually feel until much later.
So much
Right.
later, and
So
like
good.
time has
Exactly.
wasted.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that.
I love
Sorry,
that.
guys.
I love that.
There's hope.
I'm happy
There's
for
hope.
you. Absolutely.
Anybody can make it. If
Just
Alan
don't
and I
date
did,
me. Don't date me.
Yeah.
If you want to do distance, date her and her.
All right.
Cool.
Cool. Did that answer it?
I think so.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
You ladies are awesome.
That was
I
fun.
love it.
That was fun. That was a good time. That was a good time.
Yes, great
All right,
time.
cool.
Thanks,
All
y'all.
right.
Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.